Okay, hey folks, it is Thursday afternoon. I'm getting my kit together for the Great Glen, and I thought it might be of interest to some people. So this weekend we've got the Great Glen Challenge coming up. The Great Glen runs from Fort William on the west coast of Scotland through to Inverness on the east coast, runs for 57 miles, and this weekend there will be people attempting it in one day, and I'll be doing it along with a large group of folk across 2 days. To put this into perspective, this is a sort of a trip that most people would do over the course of about 4 days or so, 4 or 5 days the guidebooks give you. This isn't the first time we tried this. Maybe 4 years ago I did it non-stop, which was insane on reflection. Last year they changed the format slightly to allow you to do it across 2 days. I did the first day of that, and then the second day the conditions picked up really beyond my level of confident ability. So this year I'm back again trying to do the 2 day. I'm very much looking forward to it. I've got my kit together, I've got the mandatory equipment list, and there's a few things that I've changed from last year. I'll point those out on the way. So here's the mandatory equipment list that the organisers have provided. So we'll just run through that, and this will give me a little ready reckoning that I've got everything. So first thing is you need to have a mobile phone with the director's number in it in a waterproof case. So I've got a waterproof case. This year that they've added is a waterproof torch. So this is for signalling, and I suspect this is because of an incident that happened last year. There was a paddler on day 2 going up Loch Ness who came off their board and became detached from it, and they had to huddle up with someone else, and the RNLI were called, and the RNLI apparently initially struggled to try and find who was in trouble because there were loads of paddlers. It was a very windy day, and the thing that they said that made it much easier is that they had a signalling light, and it was able to direct them to it. So the mandatory equipment says a waterproof torch. I always figure if you're going to get the gear, then you might as well get the good stuff, particularly when it's regarding safety. So this is one of these LED flares. So I can hold that on, and then that goes really nuts. I'm not sure how that will show up on the camera. So that will be with me in the Buoyancy Aid. Oh, I've got all splashed in my eyes. Also for signalling in the Buoyancy Aid, on this side is a whistle. Buoyancy Aid. So stand-up paddlers do have the option of an inflatable waist one, which I do have now. But for me, going along Loch Ness, the comfort of proper big, full Buoyancy Aid is going to be good for me. This means that I don't have to think about it. If I'm tired, then it's going to give me buoyancy. It also gives me pockets, which is dead useful for putting all of the extra stuff in. It allows me to take my hydro pouch, and there's something else in here which I'll show you in a moment. And it also will help provide an additional bit of warmth. So you sacrifice a bit of bulk, and this is fairly bulky. It's the palm Buoyancy Aid, but for me this is what I've chosen to go with. Leash. So they've asked for a quick release leash. So here I've got a coiled leash along with a quick release belt. So I'm using this more and more often now. I find that having a leash around the waist means it keeps it away from your feet. You don't tend to get tangled up in it, and yeah, just quite like the fact that if I do need to get away from it, it's got the quick release, boom, it's gone, and I'm safe. So quick release leash. Food and drink. So to take me along the way, drink wise, I've got the hydro pouch, which will be in for Buoyancy Aid. I'm going to have a spare water bottle. It's fresh water locks, so there is plenty of water available if I need to, but there's plenty of stops along the way. So water wise, pretty much sorted. For food, got these energy gels. Used these quite a lot for running, and I've used these before, so these are the high five caffeinated ones. The instructions on the back of these say take one every 20 minutes. I find about once an hour or so is probably sufficient, so I'll have a couple of those in the Buoyancy Aid, and we'll pick more up on the way as I go. For something a bit more substantial, got these protein peanut and chocolate bars, so it gives you a good quick hit, and then you've got the peanuts with a bit more sustained energy, and then I'm going to ask Chloe to have some bananas at the checkpoints if I want something a bit more substantial. Bivy bag, so another requirement is one of these bivy bag survival blankets. If you do end up having to get rescued and you're stuck on the shores of Loch Ness for any length of time, then one of these is probably going to be quite welcome. So that's just going to stay in the back of my Buoyancy Aid. Spare set of clothes in dry bag. So this is the dry bag I'm going to take. It's a out kit roll top dry bag, and it's got backpack straps on it. It's got space for my water bottles, additional water bottles in the side, and in there spare clothes. So there's going to be a light pair of walking trousers, merino wool long sleeve t-shirt, light micro fleece, woolly hat, and merino wool buff. Any luck, shouldn't need any of that. I've tried to choose stuff that's going to be light, so it's not going to be bulking up too much, but still going to be effective if I do need it. Appropriate clothing for weather conditions, so that's the emergency kit. So last year I paddled using my dry suit and I roasted. I got really hot. The first day was bright, reasonably calm, and I was just a boil in the bag. Literally at the end of the day I took it off and opened the gasket on there, and sweat ran out of it, so it was quite unpleasant. So a bit of a change of strategy this year. I'm going for neoprene leggings. These are 2mm neoprene leggings. I've got a neoprene t-shirt. This is really nice stuff. This is really soft neoprene. These are made by who is that? It's the same lot that do this. Level 6 is the make. So it's I've got neoprene t-shirt, and this is a neoprene hoodie. Again, it's really nice, soft. It doesn't feel like your standard wetsuit stuff. I think it's slightly different material, and this just helps, one, keep you warm if you do go in the water, but two, it's not so bulky and like going to be so sweaty as the dry suit. So that's the plan. Hopefully I'll just be able to paddle with the t-shirt and the leggings, but I will keep the hoodie in the bag in case it turns grotty and I need a bit of extra warmth or to keep the wind off. On my feet, again, it's either going to be wetsuit boots or sandals, possibly with wetsuit socks. There are a few portages of a reasonable length, so having something reasonable on your soles is quite good, I found last couple of years. We're all going to be provided with a bib and a race number, so that will go on my gear, and we're going to be given trackers. Again, that's a new addition this year. Before, I've had my own spot tracker. But even though they're going to be providing a tracker, I'm still going to be doing a few things for my own tracking and safety. So first thing is replacing the Spot this year is the Garmin InReach Mini. So this is a satellite GPS tracker, and it also allows you to send SMS messages through the satellite network. And the advantage that this gives me over the Spot tracker is I can customize what the message is. So rather than just send a help, I need help, I can be a bit more specific about where I am, what specifically what sort of help that I need, and so I will have that on me. Keeping me track during the day, I'm going to have the GPS watch going. So this will show me, gives me my pace, so I can try and make sure I'm tracking at the right sort of pace. I'm not burning myself out, or I'm not falling behind my schedule. And to go along with that, I've made myself a little crib sheet. So all this is the checkpoints, the distance to the checkpoint, the approximate time that it should take me, and the time of the day that I'm expecting to get in there. So Chloe knows roughly when I'm expecting to be in the various places. I found this quite useful, particularly day one. You've got some winding canal, and to be able to look at your track, and it says, right, you're so many miles in, and I can say, right, okay, I'm only a couple of miles away from the next stop. Not so necessary on day two, because day two is just Loch Ness, and you can tell how far along that Loch Ness you are, just kind of pretty much visually, and that will generally be not vary for a very long time. So I'm going to laminate that, I'm going to pop that on the front of my bag too. So that's all kind of the required kit and everything. Again, new for this year, I'm going to be going on a different board. So last two times, I was on the Red Paddle Explorer, 13 foot odd by 30 inches wide. This year, it's the Red Paddle Elite. This is 14 foot by 27. A bit narrower, a little bit longer, goes straight, likes it, so I'm hoping that will be a bit more efficient, cut through the water a little bit easier. It is a race inflatable board, as such doesn't really have attachment points. I could have glued on some bungees, but I've just gone for a pretty get-go solution. I put the bungee through the forward grab handles, and I found that my bag with its stuff in there stays under there quite fine. And then the other thing that's new for this year is my new paddle. So this is the Black Project paddle, and it's like a feather, it's beautiful. Having seen some of the paddlers last year, and having done an event on River Ness earlier in the year, someone had one of these paddles and I was very jealous. So that's quite a significant upgrade from my previous one, and having tried it, I'm really pleased with how it's worked. So it should be nice to give that a good run out. I think that's about it. If anyone is interested in anything in particular, let me know, and I plan to just do some little update videos as we go across the weekend. Okay, I'll catch you out. Next one will probably be at Fort William.